Alright guys, here's the Maxx. You're seeing it for the first time just as I am. Man, that thing looks so weak. Okay, so alright guys, let's I want to move from there and get back into my get back into the hobby room. It's a little bit brighter in here, got overhead lighting. I can't help but to have it a little bit messy when you have 30 plus RC cars, well 31 plus RC cars, the controllers, the parts, the you know, just anything and everything and all the spares, you know, the paint, the different bodies, you know, your different stems of the hobbies, the drones. I just had a crash in here the other day. They all fell down. That drone and that plane fell. The drones, the planes, you know, the cars that are stuck up in the back works. Yeah, it tends to get a little bit messy. But all right, guys. The Wrestler. The Rally mixed with a little bit of Rustler. The Wrestler. That'll be coming soon. All right, so the Maxx. The new Maxx. Them shocks absorbed very well. All right, so the wonderful body mount system, just like on the Rustler and the Maxx. I wish the Rally had something like that, but it's still body pins. Okay. First impressions, clean. That probably seemed creepy. Whatever. Judge me, I don't care. Man, they sure did a pretty janky job at wiring these lights. Just a real thin wire with no extra protection. Oh, look, and this one's like split. Wow. And then just a zip tie. At least they cut the excess off the zip tie. Right across here. This is a shoddy job. What the heck, Traxxas? Damaged already? Right there? Gosh, it looks like it. That wire's damaged already. Wonderful. Fine-tooth comb. I hope they didn't get in a hurry to pump these out and get their workforce, you know, working a little too hard or whatever and make any mistakes. I'm guessing these on the first orders of these to go out. I'm going to guess the truck is probably still a good truck. I'm not knocking the truck yet, but the wiring job, it was a quick wiring job. I mean, I've done worse to you know, rigging something up. I'm sure I could find a car in here right now with a wire somewhere that looks worse than that. Wiring job. Huge fan on this motor. The motor really reminds me of the 4S hobby wing I just put in this. Yeah, it really does. Gosh, it looks so similar. But actually, let's do this. There's the brushless drawer. Here's a stock Valenian. Okay. You can see quite a bit longer. Now, I had this. This is a Hobby Wing motor, 1500 kV. It came in a fit scale I ordered, and I parted it out or whatever and kept electronics and put this in my Revo. It's been in my Summit, but this is the same length of the motor that's in there, I believe. Let's see. Line it up right about there. Wow, guys, yeah, they're almost. This particular one right here is a little bit longer than this blue motor, but that one probably is a little bit shorter. I bet you're almost exactly the same. Which that's cool. I do not know the KV of the motor. I'm sure it does say it in the paper. Everyone says, oh, it's got an Maxx steering servo. No, it does not. It has an Maxx size steering servo, but this is an Maxx steering servo. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely, you know, this one's got aluminum casing and thing. But I don't know what difference other than that. That one's a 2090 and this one's a 2085. So I'm going to guess the probably only difference is maybe this one's got a little bit more torque and it's got the aluminum housing to dissipate heat. You know, the aluminum heat sink there. So yeah, so we've touched base on that. Now, what? All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and tear into this old girl. I'm one of those guys like that. I get a new truck, I got to tear it all apart. I haven't even stuck a battery in it yet. I want to tear it apart. I want to look over it. This is a new... I don't usually buy the latest and the greatest. I wait, like when the Maxx came out, I didn't buy the 6S version. I didn't buy the 8S version. I waited until the second version was out. I've got a Snap-on one. Used. Yeah, I didn't get the latest and the greatest. I usually don't do that. So this is very unusual to me. The tires, they're a 5.5 by 2.8. Dash 2.7. So, and like everyone's been saying, they got the inserts that you know, you can run these tires on a big 17mm hub, the Revo and things like that. Alright, so I got the front one off. Inside of that, it looks pretty beefy. Looks pretty tough. You know, decent thick plastic. Now, obviously, I'm a big believer of the WD-40. RC Sparks, Kevin Talbot, all them guys, they're soaking them down with the WD-40, and so am I. It works. But one thing I do like to do, get your rims and tires off, because they, I don't know, I think it absorbs into these too, and these are already soft enough. So yeah, I get these off before I spray it. Another thing I like to do is not spray it, the WD-40, on my tie rod ends. Because on my Maxx, I noticed as soon as about a week after I sprayed it, it got real spongy and started doing a horseshoe shape. I mean, I'm sure it probably would have anyways, but I think I sped it along. Okay, got the front tire off, get the rear one off. The first thing I'm going to do with this is I'm going to go and I'm going to unbolt this whole rear section, the middle and the top section, and Gorilla Tape. RC Bash in the Creighton, Rich Duper Bash. I kind of learned that from them. They both said, I think they both said that they weren't the originators of it, but they do it, and yeah, it works. And it's really funny because when I first got the Maxx, I wrapped it in this, and the Rustler as well. And then I seen them guys were using this Gorilla Tape. It's very expensive. And I bit the bullet anyways. You know, it's just, that's a lot of money for a big thing tape. Like, that's like $14 or something. And this is like, you know, $2 or $3. But it's held up pretty good, but this is way better. And the sound, like, it's sound deadening. Like, you don't have... Yeah, well, listen to this now. And when I'm done with when I have the body done, it'll sound nothing like that. You guys, quit it. Always breaking these two up. On the Maxx, I took a big fat washer and put it in there. I did the Gorilla Tape on the outside of this too, because this was getting really beat up on the back from the wheelie bar slamming up in there. But now I just don't run a wheelie bar. But yeah, you get your heat gun out and stuff, guys. I mean, it just conforms right down perfect. I mean, it just works so nice. It will conform right down into there. And go find yourself a roller, I know some people say they've found these in like sewing stuff. This was for the tire, like if you plugged it, rolling the patch flat in the rubber cement. But yeah, take that, you know, you heat her up with the gun, you take that and you let it cool. Nothing better in my mind. Okay, back to the point. Alright, what do we got going on here? So yeah, I definitely want to WD-40 it. Now these shocks resembling of the Maxx shocks, but just shorter and not quite as big around. You can see these shocks, I mean, they're literally a nice handful. And these, you know, I can wrap a couple fingers around. I can wrap one finger around like that, no problem. So yes, they're resembling just downscale, just like this whole truck. It's like a downscale Maxx. And that, I'm not saying that as an insult. That's an awesome thing to me. I know a lot of people, I've heard people knock the Maxx. I don't really know why. The first few versions, you know, like the 6S version and with the slipper clutch and crap, yeah, okay, I can understand. But I mean, I broke mine. I've had ESC issues and stuff with mine, and servo issues, and you know, things you have to upgrade. I don't complain because that is a beast of a truck. It's a good truck. Traxxas did good. Very similar to Maxx spec, the shape and everything. Similar Maxx spec. Maybe it's just me. The plastic feels different than style kind of shapes. The long one for the shock mounts. Alright. Triangle style shape. Long one with the shock mounts. Triangle, triangle. Very similar. I mean, not exact. You know, this is kind of a 5-sided deal here. 1, 2, or a 4-sided deal here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And these are just all triangles. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, this one's a 4-sided. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's 5-sided. 1, 2. Yeah. So they do that for structural strength type, you know, structural rigidity. These bearing carriers were aluminum or metal. I wish these running the splined plastic stock hexes that came with this. So they do hold up. On the Rustler and the Rally, them ones, they tend to go out kind of quick if you put a little power to them, but these I think will hold up pretty well. And upgrades aren't that cheap if you do run a lot of 4S in it and you're hard on it. Upgrades aren't too bad for a lot of these vehicles anymore. Okay, so we got a good look on the underside on the shop. Bearing carriers are real beefy. The shock perch area is all tough, you know, it seems pretty tough and flexible. See, watch this. See that, guys? That's why Traxxas bounces back. Looks like it's pretty easy to work on, too. Looks very easy to maintain, just like the Maxx. It does have a few different mounting options there and things of that nature. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get into tearing this thing apart. Got the bag that came with it. This tells you how to experience power with TSM. Tells you all about how to work that. Your warranty registration card, obviously, you get that filled out. Comes with a lug wrench and probably a 1.5 and 2 millimeter hex. And if you didn't already know this, it did come with wonderful instructions that tell you what this is. Battery spacer installation. If you have a smaller battery, essentially what that is for is we'll snap just like so. And now, if you had a thinner battery, it would clamp down on it better. Like if you were running a thin 2-cell versus a thick 4-cell. The 2-cell, you'd want this on. The 4-cell, you'd want it off. But that's how TQI Performance Guide tells you a little bit more about all the cool things with the Traxxas link and stuff. Some other stuff you can buy. Sometimes they come with some of the stuff. Sometimes you gotta buy extra things, but it's definitely kind of cool. It ain't too expensive. It's a little pricey for my taste so far, but maybe in the future I might get some of them. The Maxx has already got it on it, but the Rustler and some of my other stuff does not. Alright, got that. The full manual, what to do if your model breaks, troubleshooting guide. It's also, which is wonderful, it's why you always hold on to these, it's got a full parts list of everything, every nut and bolt, bit on this thing, every tire, every single thing. It'll give you the part number. If you want a visual, it'll let's your bearing carrier here. You'd have to get in there, look up real close, and heck, I don't even know if he'll zoom in on that or not. 937. And get you a new one. So yeah, these are wonderful books to keep. Keep these. Keep advertisements, you know, for their chargers and batteries and all that good stuff. This is probably, yes, the quick start guide. I already know it all, pretty much, I'm figuring. Plus, I don't read instructions very often. I lie. I do read instructions. I actually like to sit down and read through every new book. I usually run the truck first. But that night, I usually like to sit down and read through the whole magazine and everything and see if there's anything new, stuff like that. But that might not be the case tonight because these that came out, the display models, they come with a light bar up front and tail lights and stuff in the back. So I might not get to this tonight.